Hey y'all, welcome to a new video. We're going to talk about a brand that kind of snuck in there at the end of last year as one of the brands that I've had the most makeup from. Going through my collection, going through my stash, and looking at what I owned and really parsing it out, Merit just kept popping up. I have a lot of their cheek products. I finished a lot of their makeup. I have decluttered a lot of their makeup. No, I've only decluttered one or two pieces. But we're gonna talk about what it is that I really like about these products, these formulas, and the colors. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. I'm neurodivergent, I'm disabled, I'm an artist, and I love makeup. I love makeup that has subtlety. I love makeup that has texture and that just really works with the skin. I am 43 years old and I have really come to enjoy these products. I want to talk about their base products first because I don't have any of those on hand. I have in the past purchased the Minimalist complexion stick. I didn't love it. I thought it was really heavy. It settled into my fine lines no matter how thinly I put it on, whether I used a sponge, whether I used my fingers or a brush, it didn't matter. It just sat and got kind of craggy in my fine lines and my texture, which I do have. They also have a skin tint. I haven't tried it. It's not really one that I am like chomping at the bit to try. I've heard mixed reviews and I just don't find it necessary. So moving along, let's talk about their brow products. I do not currently have the 1980 brow gel. I believe I use this in medium brown. It's beautiful. It is a fantastic brow gel. It holds my brows in place. It helps separate them and really get them to this feathery texture. The 1990 brow pencil, I love this. I really do. But I just don't know that it's worth the $20 for such a small amount of product. It is minuscule. It breaks at the drop of a hat. If you look at it the wrong way, it breaks. If you twist up just a millimeter too much, it breaks. It is just so temperamental, but when it works, it is beautiful. So I do love it. It is the gold standard as far as color and formula. But I am really trying to find another brow pencil that I can work with the way that this one does because it's just so expensive. I believe this is a $24 brow pencil now. $24. This pencil is $24 and I just don't know that it's worth it anymore. I just don't. I love it, but it's really freaking expensive. Okay, brows. Let's move on to cheeks because I really feel like cheeks is where this brand shines. So the highlighter, so the Day Glow Dewy Highlighter Balm, I had this in the shade Bounce. It was beautiful. It was a really lovely formula. It was dewy and glossy, but it didn't dry down. It was very balm-like. And it just, like, it reflected lovely. It was just a really beautiful product to wear. But in comparison, Chanel Baume Essential gives a very similar effect. It's got this beautiful, glossy, balm-like texture, but it does dry down. It does dry down. Also, just another little sticking point. The Merit highlighter went off after I owned it for a little over 8 months. So unless it's going to be your only highlighter stick and you're going to use it and use it and use it and use it until it's gone, I would think about maybe investing in the Chanel first. However, you don't have money for the Chanel, the Merit is a lovely alternative. All right, the bronzer balm in the sheer bronzing or sheer sculpting bronzer in the shade Clay. This is really lovely. It does do just a hint, just a touch of that green orange thing, but it's not a total deal breaker. It does look, on me, it looks relatively natural. I'm wearing it. So I'm wearing both of the cream blushes, the Chanel and the Merit bronzer. And most of this Merit makeup I am wearing right now. So you can see how it interacts with my skin, how it works with my lighting, all of that fun jazz. This I like. I like the texture. It does smell like it might be starting to go off, but it's not there yet. And lastly, for cheeks, are there Baume blushes. I have 2 of these. I have finished one. I finished Beverly Hills, which is a lovely pinky coral beige. Here I have Bespoke and Stockholm. So I'm wearing Bespoke back here, and then I put a little bit of Stockholm on the front of my cheeks. And Stockholm is this bright pink, and Merit is this beautiful grubby beigey brown. They're really lovely. And this formula, I will say, don't try and layer this formula. Don't try and do the powder on top of the cream or the cream on top of powder. If you're gonna wear this, wear just this, because it will pick up, it will like settle weird. If you're gonna wear it, just wear this. It's really pretty and it builds up nicely and it wears pretty well. These are not going to be wearing all day bulletproof products. These are very easy, essentially like the Glossier idea of the quote clean girl. You know, you've got one blush that just does everything, but it's not gonna last through napping, sweating, really dry, harsh conditions. This is makeup that you wear for an afternoon or for a work day, but you're not necessarily going to wear it to a wedding. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous makeup. I forgot to mention their skin prep. So this is the Merit Great Skin. In the dead of winter, which we are in right now, when my skin is at its absolute most parched, which it's not right now. My skin is really beautifully hydrated. But this just brings it back to life. This literally gives my skin life. It's amazing. It's a dual phase. So it's a an oil and then a water suspension. It does kind of sploosh, but it is balmy, and you can see right there the shine that it gives my hand. Like it is spectacularly hydrating. It just is an amazing, amazing skincare product. And it's advertised as like a primer. No, this is hydration. This is hydration at its absolute best. So this is what I mean. They have this, and I believe now they have released a cleanser that's also like a makeup remover. And they have another product in the Great Skin line. I haven't tried any of those. This is the only one I've tried, but if they're anything like this, I can't see how they'd be bad. Does that leave No, that leaves eyeshadow and lips. So Merit doesn't do palettes. They don't have powder. Merit is entirely a cream and a balm based line. However, their cream eyeshadows, they're something spectacular. So this is Studio. I have had this for a little over a year, and it is just one of the easiest to use and wear matte eyeshadows I've ever used. I am not a cream eyeshadow person. I've never really glommed onto something the way I have to this. And that is just really special. It has started to dry up on me a little bit. I've taken some MAC Fix Plus and Squirty Squirt, and then covered it, and it's just rehydrated. It's rehydrated. I'm going to keep doing that until it's gone, and then I'm going to repurchase it. This is one of their sheen shadows in the shade Glacé. So again, really rich, creamy formula, but they did this product justice by calling it a sheen. It's exactly what it is. It's not, it does have a beautiful reflect, but it's not glittery, it's not dry, and it just gives the eye that little special something that can be sultry, it can be brightening, however you want to wear it, but it just does such a spectacular job at being what it is, which is a really easy to use cream eyeshadow. It blends. I barely have to blend these. You tap them in and you're done. You tap them in and you go. That's it. If you are newer to eyeshadow, I suggest trying these formulas. I really do. They are gorgeous. They're a little pricey. I will say that. I will say that. They're a little, let's see here. So the brow gel and the brow pencil are both $24. The bronzer is $32. Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Stick, which I didn't love, is $38. The mascara, I haven't touched on the mascara. I really like the mascara. It's supposed to be tubing. I don't know that it's necessarily like a full-on tubing mascara like my favorite tubing mascaras are, but I've also noticed it doesn't flake, it doesn't drop my lashes, which isn't really a problem that I have because my lashes naturally curl, but there are some mascaras that are heavy. That one's not. It also washes away really cleanly. I haven't noticed any of the like black smush coming down my face. So I'm not quite sure what to call this formula. I know a lot of people will say it's not tubing. I still think it's a really pretty middle of the road mascara. It's not going to be the lightest of the light, but it's also not going to be super heavy drama. You can't really build it up that much. So you get this really beautiful feathery lash. And that is $28. The blush balms are $30, which seems a bit pricey. 26 or 28. I'm not wearing my glasses. I should be wearing my glasses. The balm eyeshadow is 26, or the cream eyeshadow. The highlighting balm is 32. And for something that goes off faster than any other products, that's a lot. That's a lot. Great Skin, the full bottle is 42. I bought mine secondhand, slightly used. They also have a fragrance. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it smells all too old and granny. And it's supposed to be this like modern formula. I don't like it. I don't like it. So they're all under the Solo Shadow. They're all about $25, $26 between the mattes and the sheens. The last thing we need to talk about are lips. I have quite a few here. So the one I wanted to hit on first is the one that's actually been discontinued, and I can't disagree. This is one of their mattes. This is the signature matte lipstick. This is in Court, and it is a beautiful, rich strawberry red. It's not, you know, if I put this next to my really deep, cool toned reds, this one looks orange. It looks really bright and vibrant, but the formula is, it's drying. You have to really prep and scrub your lips if you're gonna wear this, because it does kind of get stuck in bits and it gets stuck in lines, and it does that matte lipstick thing that most people don't love. So I can understand why they discontinued this formula. I'm going to keep this lipstick though. I'm not getting rid of it. It's not been discontinued out of my life. I want to touch on the new lipstick formula last because I have things to say about it. They're lip gelées. They're lip oils. What are these things called? So the Shade Slick lip oils. I have Archival, which is more of a cream formula. I think this is the original formula. I was just introduced to this one really early. This is I didn't realize it, but this is pH reacting, which explains why I put it on and my lips instantly turn this beautiful shade of bright pink. I like this. I know a lot of people don't love pH adjusting lips. I didn't know this was pH adjusting until I watched one of Khaki Reviews Beauty's videos, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this shade, it's pH adjusting." I was like, "What? How does that, what?" It is. It is. It's what I put it on first so that I could actually test to see if it is pH adjusting, and it is, but I don't hate it. A lot of pH adjusting products I just will not mess with. Won't do it, can't do it, not gonna do it. The original clear formula, I don't know if this is still available. Yeah, the clear doesn't appear to be on their website anymore. But it's a beautiful, easy to use variation on their lip products, variation on this formula. This is going in my bag as soon as I'm done with Jeté, which I hope to be finished with soon. It's working its way down. Lip liner. This lip liner is for people who hate lip liner. I didn't realize how much I disliked lip liners until I started working with this one. I was like, oh, this is really easy. This is really easy. This is the shade Archival. I bought a little set over the holidays that had the lip oil, a lipstick, and the lip liner all together. And it was a great little set. I'm glad I got it. So that's the lip liner. Shade is Archival. I already said that. But it is meant to blend. It's meant to be a little bit softer than a traditional lip liner. It's meant to blur and contour. This is what I call a lip contour. It's not difficult to work with. It doesn't leave a harsh line. It's not terribly long wearing, but I find that that's true across their line. That is a constant with this brand. There's cat hair in here. I don't see myself buying any more of their lip liners, but I don't really see myself buying lip liners. I don't. They just kind of find their ways to me. All right, the last products I want to touch on are their lip blush, which are a newer formula. I've had Archival since the holidays. It's a gorgeous color. The formula is really, really nice. It's a nice alternative to a matte lip. But as soon as I got my lipstick, it broke. So I'm gonna try the using fire to fix it. I mean, fire fixes everything. Unless you drop it. I don't want it smushed into the carpet. All right, we're gonna do this now. Fire. So the formula is super, super soft. So there is Archival. It is a beautiful pinky beige. It does what it's supposed to do. It blurs the lips, but it doesn't feel like you've just sucked all the moisture out. It actually feels really hydrating. So when the rest of these dropped, knowing that I really liked this formula, I thought I would try it in Bespoke, which is my favorite color of makeup in general, and Merit just put a name to it. So Bespoke is mauvey, raisiny goodness. Now, I can put this on really heavy and it looks a little jarring. So I have to put this on light and make sure that I blend it in, blend it out, kind of soften it. Otherwise, it looks like I just smeared chocolate all over my face. None of the Merit products have a scent, which I really appreciate as somebody who does have problems with getting overstimulated and getting migraines from fragrances. I do greatly appreciate it when a brand is like, yeah, we're just not going to put any fragrances in our products. I also like that they have a lot of sets. That was how I got introduced to the brand to begin with. I bought a set that contained the cheek, the highlight, a single solo shadow, and I believe the mascara. And it just made everything kind of fall in line. Having that little set made a big impact in that I was able to see the way the products worked together, not just on their own. And I really, really like it. I like that a lot of their products, that they just, you look at a lot of brands and their products feel incongruous. They don't feel like they mesh. And these just kind of go, oh, okay, well, I can layer the sheen eyeshadow on top of the matte eyeshadow, on top of the great skin, using their brow products, their mascara, all of it. It is inclusive. Their shades are really nice. I cannot speak to their shade range. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. All right, so the Minimalist Complexion Stick, looks like there's 36 shades. I cannot speak to how they go from light to deep because they're not in a line. And I can't remember which shade I tried, but it suited my skin. I know that they've introduced some lighter shades. They've introduced some shades that have more of an olive undertone, which is fabulous. Overall, this is a brand that I highly recommend. You also, if you order online, first order, you get this bag. And when I got it, I was like, okay, it's a bag. This thing is Mary Poppins carpet bag. You can just squeeze everything you need to in here. Last year, when I was renovating my bedroom, I had all of my skincare in here because I didn't really have a place to store it. And I wasn't coming in here to do my makeup every day. I was just focusing on getting that task done. But I needed my skincare. I needed to do my sunscreen. I needed to do my nightly moisturizer. This bag held everything. And I kept throwing more stuff in here. And it just was like, okay, I've traveled with this. And it's double lined. So it's not just one layer, it's 2 layers of this really nicely sewn corduroy. I make bags. So looking, is this a French seam? This is French seamed. A French seam is really strong. It is one of the strongest seams you can sew without overlocking. And this bag is not overlocked. Yeah. Really good quality. And if this bag is indicative of the rest of their products, then I have no problem recommending them. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you have any questions about Merit, please leave them in the description. I may or may not be able to answer them, but we can try. So I hope y'all are taking care of yourselves so you can take care of each other, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.